Take a look at this.
Takes it short to Kobbie Mainoo, turns it around the corner to Brian and Mbeumo passes it into the back of the net.
It's now 4 wins in a row. Michael Carrick has just ignited the Carrick revolution, securing a perfect 100% record by getting 12 points from a possible 12. He dismantled rivals Man City at home.
It's a rip around O'Reilly. Doggo! It's red!
Stunned leaders Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium.
Turn. Oh, what a hit! What a sensational hit from Matheus Cunha!
His team showed great tenacity in a late victory over a low-block Fulham team.
From Bruno Fernandes, and he's in behind, gets an early ball into the box. Šeško inside the area. Šeško at the Stretford end! Manchester United!
And last Saturday, he guided Manchester United to a comfortable win over Tottenham at Old Trafford.
Get the ball into the box. Diogo Dalot does just not looking for Šeško. Turn home! Bruno Fernandes! Manchester United!
In just 4 matches, Michael Carrick's United have swapped tactical shambles for a clinical, composed and vertical masterclass. From the serenity of Senne Lammens, organising the first phase of play from the post.
There's one up towards the back post. Luke Shaw bounces. Oh, what a save! Senne Lammens manages to get a hand to it.
To the composed and unbeatable partnership of Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez. Michael Carrick has made Manchester United rediscover defensive authority rooted in clarity and trust. In attack, Patrick Dorgu's aggressive infiltration.
Lifts it back to Patrick Dorgu, takes it with him. Dorgu's left-footed effort! Oh, it's a screamer! Patrick Dorgu!
Brian Mbeumo's eruptive verticality.
Centre, finds Mbeumo in the area! Brian Mbeumo scores! That is clinical!
Amad Diallo's fearless creativity and constant threat.
Side to Amad, corner of the penalty area, checks onto his left foot! Brilliant left-footed effort, he's palmed.
And Matheus Cunha's agile intelligence combined to form a deadly forward line.
Chance here for Cunha! Matheus Cunha has fired!
Defined not by chaos, but by calculated intent and collective harmony. In midfield, Casemiro provided the positional wisdom and bite that once defined his elite years.
Dinked into the box, Casemiro! What a header from the Brazilian!
Perfectly balanced by Kobbie Mainoo's elegance, intelligence and progressive control. Bruno Fernandes, restored as the pure conductor, combined with his vision and conviction.
Ball into the box, Diogo Dalot does just not looking for Šeško, turn home! Bruno Fernandes! Manchester United!
Just a few months and weeks ago, Manchester United looked like a club without a clear tactical pattern and identity, trapped in a rigid tactical experiment that just wasn't clicking.
We are being the worst team, maybe, in history of Manchester United.
But fast forward to today, and the Carrick revolution isn't just a headline, it's a reality. We all have seen the new manager bounce 1,000 times at Old Trafford, from the early days of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Erik ten Hag, to the initial spark under Ruben Amorim. However, what we are witnessing under Michael Carrick feels fundamentally different. This isn't adrenaline, it's a quiet, methodical breakdown of the past. With back-to-back victories against Manchester City and Arsenal and a level of tactical control we haven't witnessed in years, United have swapped tactical chaos for tactical composure. Today, we'll analyse Michael Carrick's unbelievable revolution that proves this isn't a honeymoon, but an elite coaching built to last. United fans are now beginning to ask a very important question. Is Michael Carrick the tactical saviour United have been searching for all these years? Stick around. Let's find out together.
I think there is something going on in this Man United team between the way they beat Man City and they beat Arsenal. And the way they played was very convincing in a top-level game, so I must congratulate Carrick. He has created something.
To understand why Carrick is making waves at United, we first have to look at what he's changed. Ruben Amorim's tenure was defined by a commitment to a very specific 3-4-3 system. Though it was bold, it was also rigid.
The way you set up your team is just not working. It's not creating enough wins, and people are finding it easy to play against you.
Guys, I'm not going to change. When I want to change my philosophy, I will change. If not, you have to change the man.
Players were often forced to fit into roles that they weren't used to, like Bruno Fernandes playing deeper. Wingers forced to act as defensive wing-backs.
I was trying to press Rodri because in the first moment where I can cover both, and then because we play with the back five or sometimes with the back four or the back three or whatever you want to call it, you're not brave enough to do that. It's very difficult, and then they will find the spaces and the gaps to play because we're playing against the top.
Michael Carrick has essentially orchestrated the death of tactical rigidity. He has reverted to a more natural 4-2-3-1, but with a modern, fluid twist. While Ruben Amorim's United often looked like they were playing by a strict script, Carrick's team are currently playing with an ordered freedom, and the statistics tell the story. Under Ruben, United's pass completion in the final third was around 74%. Under Carrick, that has surged to 78%. But what changed? The answer is simple. The players are back in positions where they don't have to think. They can just play with freedom and pure understanding. Under Amorim, United's attack was suffocated by rigidity, averaging just 1.42 xg, with a distant average total of 18.4 yards shot. They were completely settling for scraps. Now, under Carrick, that surged up to an impressive 2.10 xg, while shot distance has decreased to 14.8 yards. The 3-4-3 felt like a cage for the players. Carrick's 4-2-3-1 feels like a platform that suits all the players. The numbers prove a staggering shift in efficiency. In his final 3 games, Amorim's system stalled, securing just 1 win and 2 draws, which meant he got just 5 points from a possible 9, hampered by a blunt 3.69 expected goals and a mere 12 shots on target. Fast forward to now under Carrick. Against far tougher opposition, United swept a perfect 9 points. The attacking threat exploded. Goals were almost quadrupled from 3 to 8. Shots on target rose to 16, and expected goals rose to 4.78. The struggle didn't evolve. It was replaced by a system designed to extract every ounce of talent.
He's put a smile on their faces. Everybody seems to be playing with a little bit more freedom. I know this system, we all know this system didn't really suit Man United with 3 at the back. And it wasn't rocket science to change it to 4, it really wasn't.
Let's talk about the biggest tactical changes, the creation of the central trap. In the past, United's wingers stayed wide, often leaving the central midfielders isolated. Carrick has immediately changed this. In his defensive phase, the wingers, typically Patrick Dorgu and Ahmad Diallo, tuck inside significantly, and this creates a compact block of 4 or even 5 players in the heart of the pitch. This central trap forces opponents to do 1 or 2 things, trying to pass through a crowded middle, or forced to go sideways and wide. When they go wide, United's fullbacks, supported by the narrowing wingers, cover the space and snuff out the threats. This was evident in the recent Manchester derby. Erling Haaland was restricted to just 14 touches, his 4th lowest in a Premier League match. This wasn't because United played in a low block or parked the bus. It was because they removed the supply lines. By narrowing the support for the defensive midfielders, Carrick has made United's spine almost impenetrable. Under Ruben Amorim, United were giving out 1.5 expected goals every single game. Under Carrick, that has plummeted to just 0.9. He hasn't just made them better to watch, he's made them 40% harder to break down.
But Man United, lads, have been absolutely outstanding on the ball and off the ball. The rotations.
One of the quiet shocks of this revolution is the Harry Maguire and Lisandro Martinez partnership. On paper, it's the little and large combination we've seen before, but Carrick has completely refined their roles. By dropping the defensive line about 5 yards deeper than Amorim did, Carrick played to Maguire's strengths, his aerial dominance and positioning, while allowing Martinez to act as the aggressor who steps out to destroy opponents' plans and intercept. In the 2-0 win over City, Maguire led the team in blocks and clearances. He looks at ease for the first time in years. This isn't just about confidence, it's about protection. With the double pivot of sitting right in front of them, the centre-backs aren't being left in one-on-one foot races against elite strikers. They are part of a unit, However, if the centre-back partnership is the foundation, the Casemiro and Kobbie Mainoo double pivot in midfield is the heartbeat of this team. We all saw Casemiro struggling last season, looking a step behind the pace of the Premier League. But under Carrick, a man who mastered the art of the holding role, Casemiro looks reborn.
Casemiro has announced he's leaving at the end of the season, but it looks as if he's actually happy to be there now. It looked, you know, when you think about what he's won in the game, and then he realised himself that he was struggling, but he was getting thrown under the bus.
Carrick immediately simplified Casemiro's job. He's no longer asked to cover massive horizontal distances. Instead, he stays central, wins his duels, and looks for the right passes. This has provided the perfect security for Kobbie Mainoo to flourish. Mainoo's metrics have immediately skyrocketed. While he was restricted to just 1.1 successful dribbles earlier this season, he's now playing with a freedom that saw him record 3 successful take-ons in the Manchester derby alone. He's no longer just a shield. He's the engine room's primary progressor. He is the bridge between defence and attack, restored to his natural role as a deep-lying playmaker.
I like the way Kobbie takes the ball after. I think there's a big part of being a footballer and being a top player is being able to cope with the environment.
Together, they've transformed Man United's midfield from a sieve into an unbreakable shield. Casemiro's recovery stats are back to elite levels, averaging 17 recoveries in the game against Fulham. This isn't just a comeback, it's a masterclass in player management.
And they seem like a different team. You know, Fernandes is picking the ball up in areas he wants to, and it looks like he's controlling that midfield. You know, you've got Mainoo who's come back into it. He's really, you know, amazing performances really when he hasn't played in the Premier League since probably May, isn't it?
Now, let's take a look at the individual resurgence across the pitch. First, Patrick Dorg. Originally seen as a natural left-back, Carrick has fully committed to Dorgu as a high-impact winger. His wonderful goal at the Emirates was a testament to his new role and new license to attack the box. He's not just holding width, he's making diagonal runs that destabilise backlines. Then there's the captain, the metronome of this new reborn team, Bruno Fernandes. In Amorim's system, Bruno Fernandes was often a roving 8 or even a false 9. Michael Carrick has immediately restored him to the pure number 10 role. Bruno has already racked up an impressive 18-goal contribution this season, with 5 of those coming in the last 4 games. He's the heart of productivity in the team. And we can't ignore the new summer arrivals, Bryan Mbeumo and Matthias Cunha. The data from the last 4 games is more than impressive. Since moving into Carrick's central roaming role, Mbeumo has been a key part of the team's development. Mbeumo isn't just behaving like a striker. He's producing the volume of one. He's brilliantly averaging 6.4 touches in the opposition box per 90 over this run. To put that in perspective, that is the exact same frequency as Erling Haaland. Michael Carrick's team haven't just found a goal scorer, they've found a player who occupies the same high-value real estate as one of the best in the world. Meanwhile, Matthias Cunha has become the X-factor on the left, using his dribbling to create space for others. These aren't just good players, they are players in a system that understands their DNA. Even Amad Diallo, who was often deployed as a wing-back under Ruben, is now a devastating traditional winger again, providing the balance on the right. The most impressive part of the Carrick revolution is sustainability. This doesn't look like a team riding a wave of emotion. It looks like a team controlling the tempo of every game, even under intense pressure. Michael Carrick's Middlesbrough was known for being neat and tidy, and he's brought that composure to United. And all of a sudden, United aren't just winning games, they are calculating their performances. They know when to press, when to sit in their trap, and when to kill the game with possession. In just a few weeks, Michael Carrick has equalled Amorim's best winning run, but he's done it against much tougher opposition. He's improved the defensive zone metrics, and at the same time, he stabilised the midfield and unleashed the attackers. This isn't just a new manager bounce, it's the tactical realignment of an unstoppable giant. But I have a question for you. Do you believe Michael Carrick is the man to restore Man United's legacy for the long run? Or should United still look for a big name in the summer? Drop your comment below. Thanks for watching.